Hello everyone, I am Clearfred Galus from BSC 2A, and in this video I will be sharing to you my learnings in Module 2, which is the building electrical materials and equipments and their application to the real world, especially in the field of construction and civil engineering. So without further ado, let's go to the video. Module 2, building electrical materials and equipment. First, we have power generation and transmission. So, electricity starts its journey at a power station where mechanical, chemical, or nuclear energy is converted into electrical energy. So, this electricity is transmitted through power lines to buildings, homes, and infrastructure. Understanding where electricity comes from is crucial because it sets the foundation for designing safe and efficient electrical systems and in efficient electrical systems in buildings. Next is we have building electrical service equipment. Once electricity reaches a building, it passes through these several components, which is the service entrance conductors, service entrance, switchboards, panel boards, and building transformers. So service entrance conductors, these carry electricity from the transformer to the building. They can be either overhead or also known as service drop, or underground, also known as service lateral. Service entrance, on the other hand, is where utility power officially enters the building. It includes disconnects, meters, and overcurrent devices, which ensures safety and control. So here, you can see the picture of a service drop conductor and the service lateral conductor. And this is the picture of a disconnect. This one is the disconnect meter and the overcurrent protection. Next is we have switchboards and panel boards. So switchboards distribute large currents to various parts of the building, while panel boards control lighting, heating, and power circuits. These are essential for circuit organization and safety. Is we have building transformers. So these are used to convert high voltages into usable voltages within a building. So there are two types of building transformers. We have step-down transformers which lower the voltage and step-up transformers which raises it. We have here the example for switchboards and panel boards. And here we have the step-up transformer and the step-down transformer. Next is we have overcurrent protection devices. So, overcurrent protection is vital to avoid fires and damages. So, there are two main types of overcurrent protection devices. We have fuses and circuit breakers. So, fuses melt when overloaded, and circuit breakers on the other hand trip and cut off the current when it exceeds safe level. So which plays a key role in electrical safety by stopping the current flow when things go wrong. So these are the examples of circuit breakers and fuses. So this is the circuit breaker and this is the fuse. Next is we have utilization equipment and devices. So these are the devices and appliances that actually use electricity. Some examples include electric appliances like heaters, cookers, and refrigerators. Also electrical devices like switches, receptacles, and relays. Knowing the types and ratings of utilization equipment helps in planning circuits and ensuring system meets load requirements. So next is we have the outlets, receptacles, and plugs. So let's break down common components. An outlet is where the electricity is made available like a light fixture or a wall socket. A receptacle is the female connector where plugs are inserted, and a plug is the male connector that brings power to a device. This one is the outlet, and this one here is the receptacle, and this plug here is the plug or the male connector that brings power to a device. So I hope that clears things up. Switches open. Next is we have switches. So switches open or close circuits. There are different types of switches, which is the SPST, SPDT, DPST, and DPDT. So for homes, we often use three-way or four-way switches for controlling lights from multiple locations. So disconnects isolate equipment from power for maintenance. They come in fused and non-fused types and are rated from 30 to 1,800 amperes. Conductors, on the other hand, are materials that carry electricity. They can be in a form of solid or stranded, bare, covered, or insulated, made into bus, bus bars, wires, or cables. Each type has specific applications depending on current load and safety requirements. So next is we have conductor properties. So the ampacity of a conductor is the maximum current it can carry safely. This depends on factors like conductor thickness, insulation, and surrounding temperature. We use wire codes such as THHN or THWN to describe insulation types and temperature ratings. So next is we have enclosure and raceways. To protect wires and devices, we used enclosures like junction boxes and pull boxes. Conductors are routed through raceways and conduits, which come in different ways, which is rigid metal conduit, electrical metallic tubing, intermediate metal conduit, non-metallic and liquid tight flexible conduit. Applications may vary depending on location and Philippine Electrical Code standards. Next is we have busways and wireways. So busways are pre-assembled systems that distribute electricity through bus bars. While wireways on the other hand are metal or plastic truss that protect and route wires. Lastly, we have electric motors. So electric motors are everywhere, from household appliances to industrial fans, and are rated based on PEC standards. So that would be all. I hope you learned something valuable from this lecture. Thank you.